Alright, so on today's roster, we're going to be talking about another AFCON winning player joining an NPFL side. And also in the NPFL, we have a coaching change announced at Enyimba Football Club. Then outside the country, we have an update on Super Eagles forward Samuel Chukwueze picked up an injury in his team's last league match. And last but not least, we got Ola Aina and his contract situation with his club. We're going to be talking about all that and more. But first, please make sure to like this video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you very much. So yeah, first we're going to start with the AFCON winner joining the league. And that came official yesterday when Enyimba Football Club announced the signing of former Super Eagles striker Brown Ideye. Of course, he and Ahmed Musa were part of that 2013 AFCON winning Super Eagles squad. And now Ahmed Musa is playing with Pillars, and of course Brown Ideye just signed with Enyimba. The deal was announced yesterday, and from the wording of the announcement, it seems like it's going to run all the way to the end of the season. Now, Brown Ideye has been out of action for a while now, did not play last season with any club, was clubless for last season. I believe his last club was in Kuwait. Now, for me, I feel like this move kind of brings some leadership in the locker room. It brings some experience in the locker room. The younger players can learn of Brown Ideye because he's been there, done that. Now, as far as what he can bring to the team on the pitch, I think that would be left to be decided, because we've not seen him in action in a while, so I don't know what you can throw out there and expect from Brown Ideye at this point in time. Now, I'm pretty sure they took a look at him before signing him. I don't think it's a situation where he just shows up and gets the deal. I'm pretty sure there was some type of trial to see if he was in shape or up to speed for what was needed. But that being said, I really don't think this moves the needle as to helping Enyimba crawl out the hole that they're in the CAF Confederations Cup group stage, or crawl out the kind of hole they're in the NPFL. The NPFL not as much. They have some games in hand, but I feel like with the team that they have going into the group stage of the CAF Confederations Cup, I don't see that team as good enough. Defensively, I don't think they're good enough. They need better central defenders. I think that's where they need to be putting their energy at right now. And that also brings us into Enyimba parting ways with Yemi Olarewaju. Of course, he was their head coach. He took over from Finidi George when he took the Super Eagles job. Finished with the team last season, got them into the continent, and also got them into the group stage of the continent this season. They have not looked good so far in the group stage, and I feel like that's basically it. In the NPFL, not so bad. They do have some games in hand, even though they're looking at the bottom half of the table. But with the games in hand, you would think they could come back and at least be in the top four. But I feel like the performances in the continent were basically the nail in the coffin, and he has been sacked and replaced almost immediately. Stanley Aguma, former head coach of Rivers United, takes over. Of course, Stanley Aguma was with Rivers United for years and years and years. Won league titles with Rivers United. Kind of a homecoming for Stanley Aguma, because he was part of the Enyimba CAF Champions League winning teams. He was assistant coach on those teams when Enyimba won the CAF Champions League. So definitely be looking to have a triumphant return. Now moving on, and we're going to be talking about Samuel Chukwueze. Of course, like I said earlier, Samuel Chukwueze picked up an injury in his team's last league match. That's AC Milan. They were taking on Roma. He started the match, played well in it, but in the second half, he picked up an injury, goes down in the opponent's box, and that was it for his day. Now, we've seen a couple of different timelines for his injury. Some are saying a month, some are saying 2 months, but in this report right here, it's more like 2 weeks that he's going to be out for. They're saying he's going to be missing the Super Cup matchups, the Italian Super Cup matchups that will be scheduled early next year. But he could have a chance to return on Saturday, the 11th of January. So at least from this report right here, it's not as serious as it seemed at first. and hopefully Samuel Chukwueze can come back in that timeline right there. But it still is definitely a big blow for the Super Eagles forward. Was looking at some consistent run of play for AC Milan. They were dealing with a whole bunch of injury, especially in this department. So it was going to be looking like he was going to be playing more and more consistently for the club. Then boom, this situation happens, which you never like to see. But last but not least, we're going to talk about Super Eagles fullback Ola Aina. Of course, he plays for Nottingham Forest in the EPL. And so far so good. Ola Aina has been having a great run this season with his club. They're currently in the top 4 of the EPL table. And Ola Aina has been a big part of that, playing 19 matches, scoring 2 goals in the process. And it's definitely not going unnoticed, because today you had this come out. Jamie Carragher's team of the season so far, Premier League team of the season so far, and Ola Aina there as a right back. And by the way, at the striker position, you got Chris Wood, also a Nottingham Forest player. And like I told y'all before, Taiwo Awoniyi not playing because of how good Chris Wood has been doing this season. That's the only reason Taiwo Awoniyi is not playing. Chris Wood was basically supposed to be a stopgap until Taiwo Awoniyi got fit. But Chris Wood just has been on fire this season. Now back to Ola Aina. I wanted to talk about the so many options he's going to have going into the offseason. So he joined Nottingham Forest in the summer of 2023, signing a 2-year deal with the club. And I'm pretty sure at this point the team is scrambling and doing everything they can to get him to sign a new deal. But that could be a tough situation right there. Of course, Nottingham Forest doing real good, like I said, in the top 4. If they continue on this pace, they could be in the Champions League next season. So that's a big thing right there too. But at the same time, Ola Aina has been performing real good. A lot of teams have been seeing his performances. And if you tell those teams you don't have to pay a transfer fee for a player like this who has been doing so good, I'm pretty sure that a lot of them will sign up for that. So the line outside his door is definitely going to be a long one. But let me know your thoughts on these stories right here. Put them in the comment section. Please make sure to like this video, share, subscribe. Thank y'all for watching. Peace.